Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss a very important essayist, and the name of that essayist is Richard Steele. And there is one essay prescribed of Richard Steele, and the name of that essay is Recollection of Childhood. But before we start discussing the essay, let's know something about Richard Steele. As I told you earlier, when I was teaching you on Joseph Addison, I told you that Addison and Steele, they are the pioneer in the field of prose writing, and they are the pillars of 18th century writing. Richard Steele was born in Dublin, which is the capital of Ireland. He was educated at the Charterhouse School and Oxford University. He joined the army in 1694 before taking his degree. He was a strong supporter of the Whig Party. He became a member of parliament in 1731. He was knighted. Knigst. Knighted is a title. He was knighted by George I. He began a new era in periodical writings. The Tatler was started in 1709, and it was followed by the Spectator and the Guardian in 1731. Steele and Addison worked together in bringing out these periodicals. The aim of both the essayists was to create social awareness and work to reform the morals and manners of the 18th century, of the contemporary society. And they are also successful to bring out the knowledge which was locked in libraries and colleges, and they discuss the knowledge at the tea shops, the coffee houses, and the public places. So, in this way, Joseph Addison and Steele played a pivotal, a key role in popularizing the essay. And in the essay Recollection of Childhood, Steele expresses his views on a serious subject. The recollection of memory related to past is quite painful, and it is also a very novel experience. Although we are involved in this kind of activities regularly, but very few have noticed its procedure, how the memory of past events takes place, and which binds us together. The writer also points out that it is amazing that death doesn't show any mercy to the weak and humble people. We have seen that in many tragedies which happens in our society. So, majority of the people who are affected, they are the poor class. Although difficulties and accidents can take place anywhere, but it is generally seen. That's why the writer says that the death shows no mercy to the weak and humble people. The impression of death is huge, is very big upon the child's mind. And here Steele compares the mind of a child with an embryo, with an infant embryo, which is, you can say, the beginning of a child. Uh, it is very hard to remove the marks of childhood impression. The jolt, the shock which one receives in childhood, it remains forever. It is very difficult to remove the traces and the effect of those impressions. Although the time blots out the past memories, the past, the severity of the past events. This also says that if we don't have this kind of faculty, you can say the facility, because the time heals all kind of injuries. Similarly, as the time passes, the afflictions, the severity of the events becomes weak. That's why he says that the essay, in this way, the essay is full of serious thoughts. The essay begins with this remark that the life of human beings is very short. It is a common practice, it's a very good practice that we should fix a day in memory of our dead ones. So it is a good practice. Life is very short, and it is a good exercise. It is a good kind of a resolution that we should fix a day in a year, and on that day we should remember our near and dear ones. It would be a great honor to them. It would also make a custom, and it would also develop a tradition, and the new generation would also learn, would also, you can say that they would get some knowledge, they would have some attachment with our ancestors. The length of time blots out any great kind of violence. It is also a fact that as the time passes, the severity of the event, the severity of the accident which have taken place, it becomes dim, and as the time passes more and more, we become relaxed. We don't feel any kind of tensions after that. But how the writer also describes in detail that how the recollection of memory takes place. But when we ponders step by step upon past life, so it doesn't happen that suddenly everything's become crystal clear, but as we ponder step by step, so one by one, gradually, the past life, the mind recollects the whole events. It takes, the mind recalls, the writer compares the recalling of past memory with the working of a clock. So it is a very good comparison. It is a very novel comparison that recollection of time is compared with the working of a clock. If one fixes a clock that is out of order, that the clock is not working, and when you want to fix it, then it is necessary to strike round of all its hours. So it is a old clock which runs on with the key. So when once it is out of order, and when you want to fix it, so it is advisable. It is advised that you should make all the round. You should not fix the time immediately. So what happens? What is the result of it? In this way, the clock recovers the regularity of this time. In the same way, the memory of past events could be worked out one by one. Uh, so, by a very common comparison, the writer points out, the writer makes it clear that how uh, uh, the recollection of past events takes place. And the comparison with a working of a clock is a superb, is a very novel, and it is a very, you can say that, new thing. And it is such a very common thing because a clock is found in every house. And it is it happens that many times it becomes out of order. So it is a very common experience, and we have to fix it. And when we fix it, it is advised that we should make a whole circle so that it could beat all the numbers, and then we should fix the time. If we immediately fix the times, then it will not get the regularity. So that's why that the writer says that the recollection of past events takes place gradually, slowly, step by step. Uh, so I hope that although it is a serious essay, but the things which are described are related with our common life, and we should focus, we should look around that how the recollection of past events is useful, because it is a great honor to the departed dear and ones that we should fix a day in the whole year when we should remember our near and dear ones. Mm. Uh, the discussion would continue in the next lecture, so keep on watching the videos. Thank you.